Hello everyone, welcome back to my crafting world. My name is Anna. I have made my very first design team tutorial for ASC Crafts. I did use that one sheet of paper that I told you guys that I was just so in love with. I am going to find it on their site, and I'm going to link that in the description box along with all the other information you may need. I truly love that one sheet of paper that they gave me, so I wanted to make something special. So this is what I came up with. I made an Easter brag book. So this is a 5.5 by 5 brag book. And it's got 6 pages on the inside, and then the front cover and the back cover. So this is how I have put it together. This is how it wound up. This is the front. I used paper that I had in my stash, and this is that beautiful bunny that I fell in love with. So I wanted him to be up front and center. So he is right here. This is from that paper that I was sent, the cardstock. Guys, that cardstock is so thick. I mean, it's the quality is amazing. And this is all I had left over from that sheet. So yeah, I still had some left over. On the sides, I used a strip that I had, and I went ahead and used a punch, and I punched the edge. And I used half right here. I used the entire strip right there, and then the other half right here on this side. So this is how I've decorated the front. And you know me, I mean, everything except the paper came from my stash. So all I did was I put some bling pieces throughout right here on the corners. These flowers were from a swap, and you know, guys, I rarely use stickers, so I had a little bit of a problem finding some Easter stickers, which is what the bunny reminded me of. That's why I went ahead and made an Easter brag book. So this was from a swap, I think a couple of years ago, and all I did to that one was, you can't really tell, but I sprayed it with some glimmer mist, and yeah, so I put Happy Easter on there, put this little butterfly I had in my stash, and of course, like I said, the paper was from my stash as well. And for the closure, I used this really pretty green binding, and that's my closure. So when you open your book this way, and here are the stickers that I was able to find. Guys, you know, I don't use many stickers. But anyway, so those are the stickers. I did bling up some of the corners that it's going to be a little hard to see under this light. But again, from the paper pad. And I just love the way it came together, because I was able to use the entire sheet with the exception of those 2 small pieces. And it just, you know, it made the brag book, you know, that one page made a brag book. So these are the flaps that I made out of the scraps after I cut the base pieces, the actual pages. And I opened it this way, and we can put photographs on, actually on all 3. I didn't do much to the inside because it is going to be photos from Easter, my family photos. So, yeah, so this is going to serve as the mat for the pictures that I put in here. And, yeah, so there we go. That's the inside. And that paper is so pretty, shimmery. I didn't use any kind of closures because I don't think it needed it. Plus, it doesn't have that really wide gusset here at the end to embellish it with thick embellishments. So that's the first page, and all the pages are basically the same. Here's the second page. Here's my little flip, and I could have put another flip on this side, but then it would be a little too thick, and I didn't want, it's a brag book, it shouldn't be, you know, super thick. So here are some more stickers. and then I flip the page. Here's another page, stickers, and another part of the cardstock that I was sent, and there is that. And I like it because they're all cohesive. Guys, with this project, I hardly had any scraps left over. Any scraps. So as you can see, you will see what this is during the tutorial. But that is my gusset. And it blends in quite well, actually. And then again, I'm not going to open them all, but they're all the same. They just have that one mat on the front. And again, very, very, very little scraps left over. This is the next page. And so, I mean, it lies pretty flat. It's not bad at all. You know, at first I thought, oh, it's not going to lay flat. But, you know, that's as flat as it goes. I mean, it could go flatter if you push it down, but you really don't need it any flatter than that. But here is the next page. And again, with the stickers. And those were in my stash, I don't know, maybe a couple years. Because like I said, I don't use many stickers. And this is the back page. So yeah, guys, and then the back of the cover. That's the back cover. Guys, I really, really super enjoyed making this. It was so much fun because, you know, for me, it was a challenge to use that one sheet. It was a challenge because I said, I want to do something special with it because it's so pretty. And I told myself, challenge accepted. And I think for the one sheet, along with, you know, other materials that you have in your stash, I think it comes out adorable. So if you have that one sheet that you need, that you really want to do something with, I think this is a great way to use that one sheet. So I will give you all the measurements and all that good stuff in the tutorial. And don't forget to check the description box for any links that I'm going to put in there that you may need for the website and that paper pad. All right, guys, let's get on with the tutorial. It's 110 pound cardstock. You need 8 of these that are 5 by 5.5. Okay. One is for the cover, one is for the back cover, and the rest are pages. And don't throw away your scraps because we're going to use those. These become our flaps. You need 6 of these, and these are 3 by 5. So yeah, this comes off that one page, and we don't have any scraps left over. You are also going to need 7 of these. Hinges. You need 7 hinges at 1 inch by 5 inches long. So 1 inch wide, 5 inches long. And then for the covers, for the mats, you are going to need, let me see, how many mats did I use? I used 2 per page. So we have 8 pages, 16. Okay, so I cut 15 mats for this page right here. And because the mats that I covered for the that I cut for the cover and the back cover are a little bit larger than this. These mats are 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. So you need 14 of these. One for the front, one for the back on each page. And then the mats for this one, you need 12 of these because we're going to make 6 of these flaps. And these are 4.5 by 3. So these are 4.5 by 3 to fit on these pages right here on these little flaps that we are going to make right here for this page like that. Okay. So these are 4.5 by 3. You need 12 of these. Okay. And then that's as far as I'm going to go for the page that we're going to make for our brag book. So when you get after you cut your pages out, you are going to score this at 1 inch. This is a 1 inch score line. And then, okay, and then you fold your score line. The original design was going to have, I was going to hold these together with some twine and ribbon. So my pages that I have prepared have that hole right here for the twine to go through. But then I thought about it last night and at work, I was just like, well, why don't I just do this? So I'm not going to make a hole on this one. The spacers I was going to use were buttons, and I changed my mind. I've used beads before, but and I was going to use buttons this time, but I changed my mind and I didn't want to go the button route. So what we are going to do is we are going to, before anything, I'm going to go ahead and take some distress ink, and this is Victorian Velvet. And I am going to ink the edges here. Now, the hinge is going to go on this side, right here on this one, but you still want to ink that, okay? So it'll kind of look like the other side, and it's less, the hinges will be less visible. And I have some, I think it was the, what is this? The Victorian Velvet. I ordered a refill on the, another ink refill. I think it was that one. Anyway, so this is a little dry, but it's still doing the trick. I just want some color. I don't want it super white. This one doesn't call for totally white, at least in my book. Okay, when you get to these edges, go ahead and fold this down and do this edge. You can do it with the end folded, just flat, but I wanted a little more. I mean, this is not going to show, but your edge right here is, so I want it to look as symmetrical as possible. Okay, so that is what you're going to do to each of your pages. And don't forget, you also need to do it to your little flap page, your little flap at the end that we are going to insert or add to our book. So anything white that you cut out is what you're going to go ahead and ink. I should have taken a picture of that paper, or that page that I was sent, just so you can see what it looked like. Well, I mean, you saw what it looked like before, but I was going to, and then I started cutting, and I said, man, I didn't take a picture of the page so you can see what it looked like uncut during the process. Okay, so this is our little flap. Now we have one more white piece, which is this one, and you know that our fold goes this way. Okay, so this becomes our hinge, and this is what we glue our pages onto, like that, and it opens up this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut this at an angle. You don't have to be perfect with your angle. Most of it gets covered up. Okay, so you want to ink this one as well, but remember, this is your piece that people are going to see. So I am going to go ahead and ink that. To match the page that we're putting it on. Okay, so this is going to be the outside. So I went ahead and put some ink right here so that it blends in a little bit better to your page. Okay, and then I went ahead and put some right here as well. Not a whole lot, but it defines the square, the page. So we are finished with that, and that's our little hinge. So the next thing you want to do is you want to go ahead, I'm going to take this off because I'm done. I just didn't want it to be moving around. So the next thing we want to do is we want to attach this right here. Okay, so what I did, actually, I attached this first, but I'm going to try it the other way around. And I am using liquid glue simply because it gives me a little more time to move it around versus the score tape. Okay. I'm going to do it this way because it's easier for me. And you want to put it right on the edge, being careful not to go over the edge. And yeah, I think that's good. So give it a good press. And then I added glue to the other side. Okay, and then I added my other piece to that. And again, you don't want to go past the edge, but you want everything nice and straight. And there you go. There is that one. And see how that color just makes it kind of blend in, and that those two pages just come together and it's less noticeable. Anyway, we are going to adhere our mats. So I have the 4 mats here, and we are going to glue those down. Right here you can use your art glitter, your score tape. But I'm only doing this this way because of the video. It takes less time to actually put the tape on there. Okay. And you want to center this the best that you can. And that is your mat for that side. And here's our mat for the other side. And you want to make sure that they are even, your spacing is even all the way around, as well as that they go straight across, and it looks like one continuous line. Okay? That is your inside of your mat. Okay? So now let's do the back side. Okay, that is our page assembled. Okay, so now we need the decorative mat on this one, and this is the one that I cut out of the out of that beautiful paper that they sent, that beautiful page that they sent me. So this is 2.5 by 4, and that is going to go right here. Okay, so I'm going to glue that one down. So that becomes my page. Photograph, photograph. You can do journaling. You can, leave it like that. I think I'm going to leave mine, most of them untouched, so that we can have that beautiful picture. And then the picture on the back. So with all the pages being made, no, I have not made the, yeah, the pages are made. So these are all my pages. They have all been already assembled, and they're all, see how I told you that I was gonna string them and decided not to. So there we go. There we go. And then once we put more embellishing, once we embellish a little bit more, it becomes even prettier. But gorgeous, gorgeous paper. So the paper, the part of the paper that I had liked the most was that little bunny. So I've already prepared my front and back cover, which are cut the same size as your pages. Although my mats are a little bit different. My front mats are cut at 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. And I cut one for the front, one for the back, okay? For each page. So I had to cut 4 of them, okay? 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. So we will glue those down, but first I need to get I'm gonna put some seam binding for the closure. So that goes this way. And then my paper, my decorative paper, is cut at 4 by 4, and there is that adorable bunny. So I cut 3 of these actually. I didn't cut 4 because the back I'm going to leave blank. So I cut 3 of these. One for the front, the back of the front cover, and the inside of the back cover. Okay, you know what I mean. So right here, this is my front cover. And this is probably going to go on the back, and then this one is probably going to go on the back of my on the inside of my back cover. All right guys, let me glue those down, and let me show you real quick the scraps that I have left over, and I'm going to use them. I don't know how yet, but I'm going to use them. I had 1 strip left and then 2 small pieces left. I'm going to use them somehow, but I'm not sure exactly how just yet. Let me get my seam binding. I'm going to go with this beautiful, beautiful green color. So let me glue my pages together. I almost forgot my seam binding, guys. So I have put some glue down. My seam binding for the closure. And now I can put down my page. Put a little more glue on there because I bet you that's about dry. You know how fast this glue dries. So this is my front cover. I'm going to put my bunny on there. That is my front cover, guys. How adorable is that? Oh my gosh, that bunny is just so, so cute. Okay, let me finish gluing this down. Okay guys, so both front and back cover are complete. That's my front, that's the inside of my front. This is my back cover, and this is the back of the back cover. So I am going to decide how I want my pages, and I am thinking that when I open the book, I want it to be this way. I want something really pretty right there, and this one can be a little simpler. You know, this page, I used it just because it's the start of my name right there. I thought that was cute. Okay, so I'm gonna put this one next, and then this one, this one, this one, and this one. That is the way I want my pages to be. Now, if you see that my pages, because we added these flaps, I don't want this to look like that. So that is where I was going to add buttons in between to create that space, so it wouldn't look like that. I didn't want it to look like that. So what I have done is, you know, I was working last night, and all of a sudden I thought, oh my gosh, why don't I do it this way? So I came home and I got some foam. This is 3 mil, I think, some foam, and I cut some foam. I cut 7 pieces of foam, and they are 1/2 inch wide by 5 inches long, and those are going to become my spacers this way. So I am going to glue one on each, between each page, including the front and back cover. Now you can do this with hot glue. The only reason I'm not going to use hot glue is because I don't want it to, you know, I just don't want it to get, you know how things get kind of bulky. This is soft and it'll get kind of bulky. That's why I'm going to use the wet adhesive. I'm going to glue each of these down, and we're not going to worry about, you know, hopefully, I don't think you guys punched that in because I didn't tell you that it was required. So you won't have those holes. I'm going to cover that, so I'm not going to worry about that. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start gluing this down. And I have to sit down for a little bit just to be able to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to probably use this angle. So I'm going to try to stay in frame so you can see how I glued this down. Okay, so I'm not going to put glue on this. I'm going to put glue on here, but because I have the holes on there, you won't have the holes on here. So you can put your glue on your strip or just whatever makes it easier for you. Because I want them nice and straight. So I'm going to continue to glue these down. I don't think you need to see me glue each one of them down. So the next thing I'm going to glue down is my next page. So I'm going to go this way, and then I'm going to keep gluing them down. So let me do that, and I will be right back, guys. So I thought I'd bring you in and let you see how it's coming along. I have gotten all of those glued on. This is my book. It is taking shape, and this is my last spacer that I'm going to put in. So after I initially put that first spacer in, it was easier for me to glue from the top. So this is how I have been doing all of them. And I may have lied on the spacers. I think you only need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You only need 6. You don't need 7. So sorry about that. Hopefully you watched the video all the way through first. Okay, so there's that one. And I turn it and just make sure that all my edges are even. and that is coming along nicely. So now I am going to put my cover on there. And this is the last one. All right, guys, that was my last spacer. I am going to wait for this to dry and then we will continue. All right, guys, this is where we're at. All my my spacers have been put down and I think they're dry. It's dry enough for me to handle. So I'm going to open it up real quick for you guys. And there we go. I'm not going to put magnets or anything on this because it's fairly flat. There you go. And once you start to open it, yes, your spine, you know, goes a little flatter and flatter, and that's the center, but all your pages turn fine. Okay, so remember that long piece of that, you know, that strip that I had left over? What I have done is I took one of my edge punches and I have made this decorative strip here. What I'm going to do with this is glue it down right here. Perfect. It is the perfect spine piece. Excuse me. But I think I'm going to start at the top, glue it down. Yes, I think I'm going to do that. And then I took out quite a few different trims and whatnot. I'm not sure which trim I'm going to use. If it's going to be this one. I like this one because this matches, you know, the bunny. So I like this one. But then I also have this one. And that one looks really cute as well. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. But first things first, let me go ahead and glue this down. Let me make a little fold here. I'm going to trim this down just so it would be even. Okay. And I am going to fold this down. And that's good right there. So let me measure that. I don't even know if I was in frame, guys. I was focusing. Okay, I'm gonna cut it right here. All right, I'm gonna put that aside because I still could use that. All right, do I want hot glue? Should I use this side? Just love this side as well. You know what, I'm gonna use this side. Pull this the other way. Yes, I think I'm gonna do that. You could use ribbon, you can use, you know, just whatever you have. I had taken out quite a few, and I had kind of like this one as well. I got this one in a swab. I had like this one for the spine, but I didn't want it to extend over the sides. So I'm going to take my glue and glue this down. Put some glue on here. I mean, this part I really could use the hot glue, probably be better at this point, but I'm impatient and I don't want to wait for my hot glue gun to heat up. And I'm sorry, guys. Now I know I was not in frame. Let me get those edges. All right, here we go, guys. Now I am going to flip this over Make sure it goes down even. I'm applying a little pressure there, guys, because I want it to be nice and adhered. Okay, guys, so I have glued the spine, the strip on the spine, and I did have some left over. So what I did was I cut it down again, and I used it for the edge. I wanted to use this one because I really like the way that looked, but you have to keep in mind that when you open the book, there could be nothing obstructing that opening, you know, of the book. So I put a piece on the back, and that hid the holes that I had punched and finished it off nicely. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to do some decorating. I'm going to look in my stash and see if I have any stickers or anything like that, because it has to remain fairly flat. And after I get it embellished a little bit, it's not going to be a whole lot. But I do still have these two pieces that I can work with for something. I mean, I could die cut something, I don't know. But I still have those two pieces, and I have I'm happy with it so far. I am so happy with this. I still need to put my little ticket on the back, you know, made by, and I like the way that turned out, guys. It is nice and sturdy. There is plenty of room for, gosh, I don't know how many photos. I'm gonna have to count, but there's 1, 2, 3, and I could actually use this as 4. So anyway, there is room for a lot of photos, and look at that, there is some space in there for a little bit of embellishing. So I am going to take advantage of that and embellish a little bit, but like I said, it's going to be flat. A brag book is not meant to be like a album to where we can do a lot of embellishing. So I am going to embellish that, and I just noticed, guys, that I don't know how I think I had a little piece of glue on there, maybe on my finger, and it came off. I don't know. But yeah, so let me embellish this and decorate it a little bit, and I'll show you the end product. All right, guys, so that is how I put together this book. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. It was as detailed as I could make it. It was so much fun to make, and the end result is great. I mean, it turned out great. I mean, you saw the flip through at the beginning. But yeah, I just wanted to bring you along and show you how to make the most adorable little brag book. And of course, you know, you would put your own touch on it and make it your own. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I have really enjoyed making this tutorial for you guys. Y'all have a great day. Thanks a lot.